Hey everybody, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to watch this video. I am honored to welcome two very special guests to share their story. Bill and his son Richie here with Allstate. Bill, when did you get started? Was it 1980s?
1980.
1980. That's a long time. Richie, were you born yet?
I was not born yet.
You weren't born yet. But guys, ladies and gentlemen, Bill has built an amazing book. In fact, I was looking at his numbers. And his numbers are so amazing, which I'm going to talk about in just a few minutes. I want to hear him and his story first. Were so amazing. I called it the most CWC-ified book I've ever seen in terms of the percentage of umbrellas, bundling, retention. Honestly, Bill, you have like the healthiest book I've ever seen. And I just wanted to tell you that and to praise you.
Thank you.
You've done something amazing over your, 42-year career? That's awesome. But Bill, would you tell us all your story, your journey, your path, and then maybe talk about Richie and his role in the future?
Sure, yeah, I'd love to. It is a great honor just to talk with you. You know, we've met several times at CWC conferences. I remember talking with you when we were in Spain several years ago, and that's always been a highlight for me. You know, I started my career in the Sears store. I was one of 9 agents in a booth. Back then, I think they called us booth trash at that time. And you know, it was a lot of fun. I thought when I started to work for Allstate right out of college that, man, this might work for 6 months. Well, 42 years later, I'm still here, and probably the best decisions that I ever made. And we've enjoyed it. You know, gone up and down with the company from being an agent to an agency owner. You know, I've always been involved in the sales side. I'm still an insurance agent. You know, I'm an agency manager too, but I love being an insurance agent.
I love that.
We've had most of our family has been involved in the agency. Richie spent 5 years in Allstate's claims department in California, and then decided he wanted to go to the agency side. And so about 2.5 years ago, he came in, and he's the sales manager now, runs all the marketing and the sales side, hires the new staff. Right now we just hired two more this month. And so he's been busy getting them up to speed and getting them appointed.
Wonderful. Now, Richie, I didn't know you had a claims background. So now whenever I have questions, I'm going to call you. I'm just kidding. So, Richie, tell us a little bit about your story, your path, and honestly, what's next for you and for the agency over the next year or so.
Yeah. So I always say that my blood runs blue because, I mean, my dad's the agent owner. My mom works in the agency. I've actually been both in marketing for Allstate as an intern, which helped me get my claims role in California in property. And now I'm on the sales side. So I've been all around Allstate. And so that's kind of been a little bit of my background, moving from service to sales, which is a big part of CWC, helped me change my mindset from very much customer service to service and sales. It's a big shift. And moving forward in the next, coming up here in the next few years, I'll actually be taking over the agency. So going a little bit from right now, I'm very heavy in the sales, probably pivoting a little bit more to working on the business and making sure my team is doing well, which means a lot of training, lots of role playing, and making sure that they're getting the best tools that they can sell and be successful, because we win together.
Man, I love every minute of this video. So Bill, you have built something quite special, and then you created a legacy for you and for your family. And then Richie's going to take the ball and run with it. What are you going to do in retirement? You're going to be like fishing, hunting, laying by the beach. Like, what's retirement? Oh, golfing. Okay. I see all the golf balls. So you like to golf? That'll be wonderful. But what you've created is something that I hope that everybody out there aspires to do. You know, to be able to create something so successful and then to be able to pass it down to your children. I imagine at a nice multiple. Now take it easy on him on the multiple bill. Make sure it's a decent deal, but you're going to pass it on to your family and to your generation for then Richie to take that ball and run with it. Right. So I'm super excited for you, Richie. And Bill, I'm honored. I'm the honored one to talk to you, right? Your history and your career is amazing. Before I talk a little bit more about your numbers specifically, and I'm not going to share any actual reports, but I've got them here, the business metrics, the PNC. Let's talk about how you guys operate. What's your philosophy for your team and how they take care of your customers, and maybe how has CWC helped influence that over the past several years? Because you're right, you've been with us forever. What's your philosophy, Bill, for yourself and your team and how you take care of your customers?
Sure. First of all, I like to make sure I understand who my customers are, and I think I have three. Number one, and not in this order, they're all three important, but number one is the company. I was told when I started Allstate that my job was to build and maintain within the system a profitable book of business, and that making sure that we're always profitable and that we're always growing, and then we're staying compliant. So the company's been really good to me. Don't always agree with everything. I don't have to. But I know that what we're trying to do is we're trying to grow this business, and for us to be profitable, company needs to be profitable. Second, the clients. Clients are such an important part of our agency. And as we've trained our staff, I want them to understand that they have to communicate to the client so that the client understands their risk, and then we present them with options. So many times I will see commercials where insurance companies have just tried to commoditize insurance, and that's not it. This is a relationship. This is important for them to understand what their risk is, and for us to give them the different options on how to solve those problems. And thirdly, is our staff, our teammates. They are so important, and I want to make sure that we provide an environment for them that they love coming to work, that they can earn an above average income. That's important. And so anytime that we've had a contest that Allstate's brought money out to us, I make sure that the compensation for the staff basically mirrors what how Allstate is paying me. So if I'm going to get incentivized by a certain promotion, they are too. I know we had our kickoff meeting yesterday, and with one of our latest promotions the company has, if we win, the staff's going to win. So I want them to be excited about this, and they all are. They're just, I have a thing when I hire someone, I give them the barbecue test. And I forget where I got that, but the barbecue test basically says, is this someone that I would have over to my house for a barbecue?
Huh.
If they are, then I probably want them on my team. And if they're not, I don't want them. Because with the environment here is so important to have. And I think Richie's kind of taken that on too.
Yeah. And some things that we've done, especially when we're talking to customers, especially any new people we hired, CWC has really helped us, have that philosophy of why is it important what we're doing. We're not just a telemarketer just saying, hey, buy this, buy this commodity that you could get somewhere else for maybe cheaper. It's really making sure that these people are educated and really leading with that liability, because, rates are always going to change. Sometimes it'll be higher, sometimes it'll be lower.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest thing that's not going to change is your risk. That's only going to go up as you build up your assets. And so really shifting just our philosophy of how we even look at insurance to being, what is your risk? You have your income, your home, you have everything to lose. And a lot of people don't realize that. When we're doing these quotes and we just see people all the time have low limits, that's a big value proposition that, you guys have helped us, CWC has helped us see, is like, there's a risk that a lot of people just don't realize. And if we're supposed to be the insurance experts, we're supposed to be their insurance doctors for them. If your doctor says, hey, you have cancer, you need to do this, you're not going to sit and think about it. You're going to take the doctor's word for it and do what needs to be done. And that's what our role as insurance professionals is. We're licensed for a reason to take care of that customer. They should be able to pay for their policy knowing that they are going to be taken care of if something happens. And that's a big thing that CWC preaches, and that helps us communicate it with our staff as well. That's why our book is the way it is.
Yeah, no surprises. When there's a claim, we don't want surprises for a client. We want to make sure that they are adequately covered.
It's so true. What we do matters, and we can't go back in time. We can't hop into our DeLorean, gun it to 88, and go back in time and fix a policy that was wrong, or write a policy that was with somebody else, but we didn't have it yet. We got to do it at that moment in time, do it right. So you're selling your advice, you're selling coverages, you're selling value, and not just trying to cut people the lowest price, right? And I want to look at some numbers. I want to look at some numbers and talk about some of your numbers. Bill, hopefully you don't mind me sharing some specifics here, but you have such an amazing book. So like right now, you have around 2,800 standard cars in the books, about just under 1,200 homes on the books, about another 500 renters and condos. That is an amazing balance of auto and property. Wonderful balance. But do you know what number I love the absolute most? All right, think about this, y'all. Just under 1,200 homes, about 500 renters and condos, almost 3,000 cars. Just shy, dude, you're so close to 1,000 umbrella policies. 1,000 almost of your households have auto and property and umbrella. That is a huge percentage. That's like 60, 70 something percent penetration. You have about 1,500 policies. Was that about 66%, whatever penetration of umbrellas? I can promise y'all this: every single one of those customers could get insurance cheaper somewhere else.
Yeah.
Every single one of them could, and likely not with the same coverages, but heck, a lot of them could even with the same coverages, but they choose to stay with you. And speaking of stay, your retention, your policy retention, oh my God, your policy current month net retention is 95%. Like, how is that even possible? 95% overall personal lines retention, crazy bundling. Oh, in terms of new business, y'all, they're doing it the right way. Bill, I don't know if you know these numbers, Richie, I don't know if you know these numbers, but I looked at your production report for last year, 2021. Your production was up almost 36% last year. You wrote literally 1,000 items last year, 1,000 to the dollar, like to the zero, versus 738 the year before. 36% increase in new business. Y'all are doing it the right way. Would you agree that you're able to write more business doing it the right way?
Oh, I think so. Oh, definitely. Definitely. We have to, we watch our numbers very closely, make sure that, they're doing their 80 calls a day, or 10 quotes, or 2 sales. And we did that last year with 2 salespeople.
Wow.
And so these guys, they're consistently writing, right around 35 to 50 items every single month, and we watch that retention. And one thing, I don't know if you saw that, the thing that I really like to see is on the umbrella policies.
Yep.
That retention on the umbrella policies is 96%.
Yep, 96.17.
So that with that percentage, that means that those homes and those autos that we have umbrella policies on, they're retaining at those same numbers.
Yes.
And so we make sure that that we're giving everything. And the financial services last year, we were almost 3 times what our requirement was. We try to meet that number by June. That's our goal. And we're going to continue to do that, even though that's not an area that we have to watch this year as much. It's important for the clients. They need to know that both their life and their retirement. And so we have a great relationship with our financial specialist. I know he uses our office a lot for his meetings, not just with our clients, but with other agents' clients too. And so that relationship that we have with a financial specialist is critical to our success.
Well, for me, it's easy to see why you've had such an amazing career over 42 years. Now we got to get you one more big bonus check next February, right?
Oh, I know.
We're going to pass the reins to Richie, and then Richie, dude, no pressure, but you've got some big shoes to fill.
I do.
Right? I'm confident that you're going to do it. And like Bill said before we got started, maybe even better than Bill, right? That's going to be hard to do, man. You've had an amazing career, and I hope that you feel proud, but it's not done yet. Keep going, sprint through that finish line. The golf course ain't calling yet. We got to sprint through that finish line and then pass the reins when you're ready to Richie to take that. Guys, I want to thank you for giving us your time today to share your story, to share the importance of doing things the right way. And I'm glad that CWC has had a small part in your success. And if you're watching this video now and you'd like to learn more about how we could work with you and your team, check us out at craigwigginscoaching.com. Bill's been a part of our programs for many years. Richie's got to come to some of our live events, which is fantastic. They agreed to share their story today, hoping that maybe somebody out there would like to have similar results. We'd be happy to work with you. So check us out at craigwigginscoaching.com. Bill, Richie, I appreciate you guys very
Thanks
much.
a lot, Joseph, and thanks to Craig, your entire team. We would not be where we are today if it wasn't for people like you that are willing to put yourselves out there and help everybody else. So I wish you all the success.